China is a closed-off society, and everything is controlled. Everybody's controlled. Information is controlled, and then it's just a bunch of BS. Okay. Now, the truth is that when you get into China, it feels like a different world, because people in China are more conservative, you know. A lot of things you're going to see in Western countries, it would not happen the same way in China. So, but about being controlled and information being controlled and all that stuff, I'm sitting in China now talking to you. I gotta let that truck pass. Okay, so I'm making this video while here in China, and nobody's controlling me. Nobody's telling me don't do it, don't go here, or don't go there. Just like in every country, there are rules, there are laws. Just don't break the law. Don't break the rules of the community you are in, or you're living in, or you're going to. For example, I'm here in a park. This is a park. I'm here. If there is a barricade or a fence that says do not go over here, you can see to this corner here is water. And if there's a fence and the sign saying don't go over the water, or don't go over this fence because you may fall into the water and you can't swim and then you're going to get drowned, then that's not restriction, that's protection. That's a warning to tell you don't go over there. Another thing is that there are lots of cameras everywhere, and yes, I've seen so many cameras here in China, more than I've seen anywhere in Western Europe or any other country I've visited. But then I see it as a good thing. I see it as a very positive thing. That something, if something, for example, while I was walking to this park before I got here, I drove to here. Then I had to park my car somewhere. I was looking to park my car under a camera, where a camera can see either the road camera, the traffic camera, or street camera, or residential camera in a residential place. I wanted to park my car where the camera can see it, for my own protection, to protect my car, to keep my car safe. In case if anything happened, I could call to ask what happened, and they can show me, they can tell me what happened through the camera. Right over here, this one, you can see, right over here, this camera. And then you go further over there, there's one over there, you know? So, does this mean control? Does this mean that people are being controlled? No, I have, honestly, I feel so free here, just like I would in Europe, or even freer here. There is no, I can't remember the last time I got pulled over by a traffic police, you know, on the road. I can't remember. Maybe several months ago, maybe last year. And then that pullover is because it's a routine traffic check. A Friday evening or Saturday evening, checking for drunk driving, DUI, but which of course people take very, very seriously here. People take it extremely serious. This would be another topic for another day. People take it very serious. You can't drink and drive. From the time anybody puts a drop of alcohol his or her mouth, that's it. You don't want to drive. You call you call a driver, professional driver, company for, they call them Taija, company for professional driving, and then they come and get you home. About the society being controlled, honestly speaking, I don't see it. I feel so good and so free here. The only reason why anybody would be in China and feel like they are being controlled is actually if you don't have any intention of obeying the law of the country where you're in, or if you have intentions of doing bad stuff. That's the only reason why you would worry and say you're being controlled. I personally, I respect laws of wherever I am, and I obey the laws and rules and regulations, but one thing as a person, I don't like being controlled. I push back to any kind of control. So if I can be here for so long and feel free, trust me, it's as free as the air. It's as you live here as free as a bird. So these are some of the common misconceptions about China that I just want to put it out there and clarify some of this stuff. So guys, if you want to know anything, if you have any questions about anything about China, the real China, anything, there are only two ways you can find out the truth. First way is not to ask a Chinese person living abroad, because a lot of Chinese people living abroad has lost the real-time connection of what is currently going on in China. Second is because some of these people have been coerced. They have been coerced and saying whatever it is they say. So it's not by looking it up on the internet and by Google or whatever. It's not, because some of this information here, the information on the internet are wrong. And it's not by asking Chinese people who live in China, because some of the Chinese people who live in China, when they try to explain to you about China and Chinese things and what is happening in China, it can actually lead you to get more confused, because they are not telling you about China from a foreigner's perspective. They are telling you about China from their own perspective. So you will not get a complete picture of what you want to know about China from their perspective, because they are Chinese. The way they see things while in China is not the way a foreigner see things in China. Because for example, if you want to thinking about visiting China or moving to China, getting all the information from a Chinese person who was born and raised in China, or a Chinese person who live abroad, is not the best source of this information. So now, getting this information from a foreigner who live in China is also not the best source of information. It's not the best source of information, because a lot of foreigners who live in China, they live in the community where they have a whole bunch of other foreigners. I know some foreigners who has been here for like 20 years, 25 years, and they can't speak Chinese, cannot speak Chinese. They don't associate with local people. They don't know much about Chinese way of thinking, Chinese people's way of doing things. They don't know. A lot of a lot of foreigners live in China, and they say, I don't want to have anything to do with these people. I just want to make my money and then go or do whatever. And then they end up living in China 5, 6, 10 years, 15 years, and still in China, and don't know the language, don't know the people's way of thinking, don't know much. They are hanging around other foreigners, and everything they do is with foreigners. So their concept about China and the Chinese people and the Chinese stuff is completely wrong, because they don't know what they are talking about. Now, that brings me to who will give you the right information about China. That if you want to visit China, or if you want to live in China, this is the right source to get your information, to get it right. The person to give you that information is me, myself. You know why? Because I have integrated myself into the society to the point that I forget sometimes that I'm a foreigner, unless maybe I'm reminded. Maybe I'm walking in a village, hanging out with some old people, talking with some old people in their 70s and 80s, you know, buying vegetables, or just hanging out with them, listening to them tell me about the history. And maybe someone will walk past by and then say, wow, why going foreigner? And then I realize, oh yeah, okay, I'm a foreigner. But otherwise, I forget that I'm a foreigner sometimes. So if you want to get the right information about what it is like to live in China as a foreigner, ask me. You can contact me. You can. Two ways you can do this is get on the plane and come over to China, and then find me to tell you and to guide you. The second way is get in touch with me via one of my social media accounts, on my YouTube comment section, Facebook, Instagram, and all the rest of it. Now I'm gonna end this video here, guys. Listen, like this video, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe, and let's grow this channel together. And whatever you want to know about China, any question, whatever information you want to get, please feel free to contact me, and I'll be very, very happy to give you the clearest picture of what it is to live in China as a foreigner, or what it is also for local Chinese people who has lived in China all their lives, has never traveled anywhere. Because I see things from both sides. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.